Strategy can change the whole game. If all you think is job, well, you only have 24 hours in a day, and you can only work so many hours. And your hours, the marketplace is only going to pay you so much for that. So if you don't know any other way to make money outside of job, you're immediately limited. How do we create abundance in our finances for ourselves is going to be the name of the topic today. We're going to let some people come through. What's up, Kim? What's up? We're going to talk about making money today. I'm excited about that. I'm excited. I usually don't talk about making money. My brother. Look at my brother. What do we call him? There he is. He's strolling. Looking like a thug. He got his bandana and his glasses on. He looking like, who do you look like? I don't know, he looked like something out of an action movie. Like a wrestler. That's what he looked like a pro wrestler. So, what's up, Gage? Happy birthday, boy! Happy birthday. Yo, I'm happy today, man. I'm happy. I hope you guys are happy. Like I said, I hope you're living and loving your life. And so, I did some questions in my stories the other day. And that was a lot of fun, man. Thank you for anybody who shouted out a question or whatever. But it was kind of tough answering some of those questions in my stories. As you guys know, I like to talk, so sometimes I could be talking quite at length about some type of topics. And one of the topics that came up, let me know if you guys can hear me well, please. Drop in the comments. I'm outside on the balcony right now. Me and my boo over here working on our furniture. And I was like, dang, I owe the gang alive on making some money in this bitch. And what a perfect time while me and you were trying to make some money. So I'm going to give you all my tips and tricks, guys. I'm going to give you all my tips and tricks for creating more financial abundance for yourself. And then, of course, we're going to just talk about mindset shit, about like the mindset of attracting wealth into your life and what that entails. So I was saying, a homie asked me a question about how, he was saying, yo, I'm broke right now, and I'm trying to save $1,000 easily. And I love that because that was a good target number too. So he knew he was trying to make a certain amount of money. And I think that that's a key right there, is to start and say, hey Rod, hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you. Hey man, I always appreciate you guys stopping by, showing love. If you can stick around, I think it'll be super beneficial for you. But if you guys got something to do or you gotta make moves, I completely understand. And like I said, again, thank you so much for the love. What's up, B? Man, I see a lot of cool grind gang in here that I don't get to see normally when I'm doing them in the morning time. What's up, Sunstars? What's up, gang gang? So, my homie said he wanted to make $1,000 easily. And so I was like, yo, I love this idea that you have a set number that you want to make. And that's the first thing I want to talk about with creating abundance or financial prosperity or just being rich. So many people talk about they want to make more money or they want to have money or something like this. And I always wonder, like, what the fuck does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, if you say to the universe, I want to make more money, right? Well, you've heard me talk about this before. $1, if I give you an extra $1, that's more money than you had before, right? So you gotta get more specific. That's step one. You can't just say, man, I wish I had more money. It's like, how much more money do you need? Do you need an extra $10,000 a month? Do you need an extra $1,000 a month? Do you need an extra $1 million a month? Because depending on how much you need, they all have completely different strategies, right? So you got to start with a clear-cut goal of what it means to need, more money. Because we can all use more money, right? Like, I could use more. Like, we can all use more. So really getting to the specifics of the situation of, like, how much do you need? When do you need it? Why do you need it? Like, even if you had all this money, what the fuck would you do with it, right? Some people be like, oh, if I was rich, I just want to be rich. For what? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that you need to be rich about? It's like, well, I want to buy shit. What shit? How much shit? What kind of car you want? What is it that you're looking for? So that's step one, man. Really get into the nitty-gritty of what it is you're trying to accomplish when you say you want to bring abundance into your life, right? And so in the stories, when my homie said, yo, I'm broke right now, I want to make more money, he said, how do I save $1,000 easily? And I said, yo, if you're having financial problems today, or if you're lacking in your finances, I said, it's you, dog. It's all you. And it's so hard to hear that, you know what I mean? Because you're like, yo, I'm doing the best I can, or whatever. And I believe you guys. I'm just saying, like, if you want more, what you got to do? I say it all the time. Like, if you want more out of life, if you want more out of your relationships, if you want more out of your fitness game, if you want more money, what you got to do? Anybody? You got to do more. I mean, you flat out, you got to do more. I mean, there's no other way in this equation. You see what I'm saying? If you want to get more, you're going to have to do more, or give more, or be more, or learn more, or go, you know what I mean? But so many times people be sitting around like this. I want more money. Man, this is a lot of people out here. It's so hard to make money. I can't figure out how to, my job only pays me $12 an hour. Right? You know what I mean? You can't be talking about you want to get more out of life in any side of your life and not be willing to give something in return for that. You know, what you're getting now is what you deserve, right? Like, that's how the universe works. The universe is going to get you. The law of compensation talks about this. The law of reciprocation. The law of cause and effect. I mean, there's tons of laws. Go study the 12 universal laws. But the law of compensation strictly says you're going to earn what you're worth, right? What you're giving out here, what you've earned, is what you'll get in return. I love how people like to talk shit about billionaires and all these millionaire guys, and they're like, oh man, these rich people are so this and so that, but you know, you realize a lot of those people weren't made rich, right? It didn't just fall in their lap. They did something that was of huge benefit to you, to me, to everybody. So people acting like Google, like the owners of Google are like these evil bad guys or something because they got $1 billion. Dude, I love Google. Like, if it wasn't for Google, I would be fucked up out here. I wouldn't have no email, I wouldn't have no calendar, I would have no fucking like way to learn any of the things that I've learned. Every single thing that I know and have done in my life started with the Google search bar. You see what I'm saying? So they revolutionized my life, and I'm pretty sure millions upon millions of other people's lives, and that's why they earn what they earn. It's not magic. It doesn't just happen. When you provide value to other people, right? When you give to other people, the law of compensation says you will be reciprocated in return with a benefit to that. So we already said, first you gotta get specific. How much you're trying to make, when you're trying to make it by, right? Because these are the things you need to get your mind in plan mode. Your mind doesn't know what to do with make more money. There's no, you know, but when you say I need to make $1,000 this month, okay, well, boom, we can start actually breaking that down and saying, well, what do we need to do to make $1,000 this month, right? And the second, after you get specific, is you're going to have to give. You, right now, whatever you're getting is exactly what you're getting based off of what you're giving, right? The state of your body, the state of your mind, the state of your finances, the state of your relationship is all based on how much you're giving to that situation or thing or whatever, right? And they say it's not rocket. It's not. Really, it's not. So the last, or not the last, but the third point I want to make on this situation, right? So, and anybody coming in right now, we're talking about how do we create more financial abundance in our life? How do we create more prosperity? So we're going to talk about some mindset things that we can do, and I'm definitely going to give away some strategies that I've employed or that I've studied or learned, or just different ideas that are going to help you guys make more money. And this is extremely beneficial conversation, especially right now, right? Like, all of us have, or not all of us, but a lot of us have lost our, normal, stable income. And if you haven't lost it, it could be under threat. You just don't know what's going to happen. And so, this conversation is crucial at this moment. So after you've gotten specific and you've decided, look, I'm going to give more, I'm going to do more, I'm going to work more, I'm going to go for it. Well, now what do you got to do, right? Well, now you need a strategy, okay? And you need some way to actually develop and create these finances in the world. The reason most people don't talk about strategies, right? I'll tell you the reason why I don't talk about strategies right now, period, is because they are in abundance on the internet, okay? Like, the people so much, but I don't know how to get fit, eat right, and work out. That's it. That's it. That's the only two things you got to do. You got to eat healthy and you got to work out. You know what I mean? But the strategy, what you can do, the calisthenic program, you can do the run 10 miles a day program, you can do the sprinting program, you can do the intense workout program, you can do Same with finances. You could flip houses. You could sell furniture. You could get a second job. Like, the strategies are of ultimate abundance. But where people get fucked up, I found most of the time, is they lack creativity in the looking for their strategies and their solutions, right? When I talk to people about making more money, they're always stuck, not always, but most people are stuck in this paradigm of job equals money, right? I talk to so many people, entrepreneurs, all kinds of people in there, and I'm like, yo, if you need to make, more money right now, how could you do it? And they're like, well, I mean, I can't, man. I'm already working 60 hours a week and blah, blah, blah. Look, work is not the only way to generate income. Not, right? It's not the only way. So, third point is you got to get creative. You got to start thinking outside of just the hours worked paradigm, right? Honestly, if you start looking at life in reality, time is your most valuable thing. It's the only thing you have of value, if I'm being honest, right? Shit, like stuff, come and go. Money, come and go. Time doesn't come, it only goes. Okay, you're not getting no more time out here. So you selling your time for $10 an hour, $15 an hour is like insane. No disrespect, right? No disrespect, but insane. Dude, this stuff is invaluable. I couldn't even tell you right now what my hourly rate is. You know what I mean? Like what an hour of my time is worth. I mean, if you're really asking me, it's invaluable. I couldn't even put a number on it, Now, I mean, it usually falls somewhere between $20 and $30 an hour right now, right? When you're talking about my manual labor or something like working on furniture or whatever, right? That's fine. But when I think about you asking me, right? Like, that's what the market says to me. But when you ask me, it's invaluable. It's invaluable. I could never, I couldn't even begin to tell you how much it's actually worth, because that's the only thing we have. That's life. It's like, how much is your life worth? Everything. What do you mean? My life is worth everything. But your life is nothing but a bucket of time, right? So you gotta, like, that's a part of the system out here that keeps us all locked down, is the idea that for you to get ahead in life, or to make more money, or to be more abundant, you should sell your time, right? Fuck that paradigm, okay? Fuck that paradigm. Save your time. Keep your time. Start figuring out leverage, right? How can I leverage my time? How can I leverage my skills, leverage my knowledge, leverage the money I already have, right? But you got to get out of the paradigm of just working for money, okay? There's a million ways to make money out here, guys. And it doesn't always include working for somebody else. Let's get into some of the ways, right? So I'm going to talk about specific strategies that I've used to build my income. And now, like, you guys know me, right? I'm not wealthy, okay? I'm not a millionaire. I'm not like, step into my garage here. Like, I don't have a Lambo. I'm a very modest person. But I live an awesome life. I live out here in Los Angeles. I mean, I pay $2,700 a month for rent. So that alone should give you a indication. And how do I do that, right? Like, I didn't always do that, but how did I do that? And I want to talk about that because, dude, I came from $10 an hour. Okay, so like when I was talking shit earlier about your time's not worth that, mine wasn't worth that either. But trust me, I've sold it for less. I've sold my time for nothing to Netflix. So trust me, you sell your time all the time for cheap, but you don't want to always be doing that. So let's talk about strategies. You've decided, some more recap, right? You gotta what? What we talk about first? You're trying to make more money out here, gang. You gotta what? Know how much more. Do you need $500 a month? Do you need $1,000? Like, what do you need? And really get specific of why, right? Like, I want to move. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment and I'm living on top of everything and everybody. I want to move to a 2-bedroom, and so that was going to require me to make an extra $600 a month or something, or whatever it's going to require, right? But knowing exactly what you're going for, instead of just being like, even I know the person who presented the question to me was just like, $1,000. I don't really think, I know he didn't really understand how much money they need. It was a round number. Do you ever need just $1,000? No, you probably need like $997.23 or something, right? Like, so that's one reason. But the other reason is you said easily. Is it ever easy to make $1,000? Now, I will say yes. But it's not. It's easy, okay? It's easy to make the money. But what did we say? Just like Gabe said, right? Step 2, after you got specific, you're going to have to do more. You're going to have to give more. If whatever you're giving, you cannot just sit back and say, I wish I had more. I want more. I love that. That's like my favorite thing my kid does. My kid be like, Daddy, I really want this. I want this video game. I want this video game. And I'm telling him, I want $1 million. Like, I want it. I really, really want it. I do. I want it. Right? Want does not create anything for you. So want is a motivator, sure, but it's not going to produce. But that's how a lot of people out here are. Even with their law of attraction and their mindset, it's like, oh, I want a car, I want a car, I want a car. I'm manifesting a car. You ain't manifesting shit. You're manifesting the want for a car. So, right, you're going to have to do more. You're going to have to give more. Third is we got to get creative. We got to start thinking outside the box, right? It's not just a job. It can be a job. Dude, it can be a job. I want to make that distinction. It can be a job. I tell some people all the time when they're like, well, I just don't know where to start. Go get a second job. Go get a third job. You know how many times I've run into like a 19-year-old kid, a 21-year-old kid, and they're working a job at like Taco Bell or whatever. You know, you're working some starter job. We all had to do something, wiping down table, whatever. You're doing something out here, and you're making a little measly change, and they're like, dude, it's so hard. I'm so broke. I only make this and that. Dude, I'm like, well, what are you doing with the rest of your time? I mean, you work, 35 hours a week? I mean, you could easily double that. You could go get another full-time job and do nothing, but you're fucking off with your friends, you know what I mean? You're too busy wanting to play video games or do... So it's like, right, you're going to have to sacrifice something so you can come out here and do more. But nonetheless, it can be a job. So some of you guys right now, a lot of us, could stand to get another part-time job. Is it going to be fun? Absolutely not. Is it going to be hard? Absolutely. Are you going to be tired? Probably. You know, are you going to have to give up Netflix and chill and all that shit? Probably, right? But do you want to make more or do you not want to make more? You know what I mean? Like, right? Like we said, if you want more, you got to do what? Give more. So you get creative. That was the third step. Get creative. Fourth, now I want to talk about the actual strategies that I've employed, okay, and the things that I've come up with and learned. Step one, it goes into this job thing we were talking about, right? Anything, even if you're living off your trust fund, okay, your daddy left you a little nest egg and that pays you out a little bit every month or anything. Any wealthy person in the... Let's rewind. Let's start there. I'm sorry, I have to start there. This goes back to number 3. Study. You gotta learn, okay? How can you get creative if you don't know any other strategies, right? So you're gonna have to learn. Not only do you have to work harder, but you need to learn more. The reason you need to learn more is because of the things I'm trying to talk about right now. Strategy can change the whole game. If all you think is job, well, you only have 24 hours in a day, and you can only work so many hours. And your hours, the marketplace is only going to pay you so much for that. So if you don't know any other way to make money outside of job, you're immediately limited. So you got to study. And when you start studying successful, like financially wealthy people, one thing that is almost unanimous across the board is they don't just have one source of income, right? They have a portfolio. You might have heard of this, like, it's in my portfolio. I think about this often. Why do rich people own so much shit? Like houses in particular. I always wonder, like, why do you need 20 houses, you know, like you can only live in one place, like what the fuck? And we're always like, man, this is bullshit, all these rich people, they got 20 houses. Why do they have 20 houses? Because they're not for living. Everything's not about living. Those are part of their portfolio. They're making investments so that they continue to build their wealth and grow their wealth or whatever, right? So it's not always just about having one source of income. If you look at everybody that have, maybe, yeah, Google is making a lot of money from Google. All right, but they even created Alphabet. If you don't know, Alphabet Inc. is the actual company that owns Google. Well, why did they break off into an incorporated? Well, because they wanted to do other shit. They were like, okay, Google's dope and it's making us tons of money, but eventually we gotta, like, you know, get other sources of income coming in and build around this. Same for you. You have a job, and me. We have a job, or we have our primary source of income, and this is how I'm making money right now. Cool. How can you make money from other places as well? You never want one thing. Even like in investing, right? You don't just invest in one thing. You invest in multiple different things in different areas, different places, so that you're diversified. This is called diversifying your portfolio. Okay? But the whole idea is to get more income streams from all these different places. Right now, if you're making $500 from your job, and then on the weekends you start flipping furniture for an extra $500 a week or whatever, right? Now you have two sources of income. Now you're making $1,000 a week, right? And then now you whatever, after a while you invest in you invest in an ice cream stand and your homie runs it, right? And so you bought this cart for it and you pay this dude $10 an hour to run your cart, and you're making another, say, $1,000 a month from that, right? And it's this idea of like getting a bunch of little different things going that are going to generate income for you. This might be 2 jobs, this might be whatever, but you gotta start thinking, how do I bring more in, right? And from different places. Now, this is not the only way to increase your income or to increase your holdings, right? You can increase your income, which is what we just talked about, bringing money in from different sources, right? Like for me, when I look at my life and my hustle, Jessica has a job, right? My brother did have a job. He just got off a job. I go to school, so I make money from school because of the Army. I get paid from school. We're flipping furniture, so that's another way I make money. I'm working on something else that I can't really talk about out loud right now, but something else that I'm working on that pays me money. What else do we got? I don't know where Babe went. Pretty sure that's it. I'm still trying to build. Video work. I do a bunch of video work and stuff, and like music videos and content creation, all that stuff. Get paid for that. So right there is 5 different income sources that I have. Right. This is not even including Rodtheplanter, because I haven't yet to charge a single dollar for what I do here on Rodtheplanter. Right. So, but that's coming. Right. That's coming. You know, I'll sell coaching and courses. You heard me talk about creating Grind Gang University. Right. So, I mean, I already have 5 income sources, and I'm trying to add more as I go. So that's my point, is you can get it from all these different angles and shit, and you have to. So that's increasing your income. But you can do other things to increase your holdings, right? How much money you have. What else can you do? If I've already increased my income, I'm bringing in as much money as I can. What's another way that I can increase the money that I have? I could stop spending the shit, right? It's like income versus outcome. So if I make $15,000 a month, but I spend $16,000 a month, am I wealthy? No, I'm fucking flat broke. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, right? So the idea is you can make a lot of money, but if you spend more than you make, then you're always broke. It doesn't matter how much you make. If you make $10 million a year, but you spent 15, well, guess what? They're about to come take your shit. You're broke. You know what I mean? Like, get rid of credit cards. Oh, absolutely, girl. Yeah, absolutely. Credit is a scheme. Well, it's a scheme if you're using it for consumer stuff. So if you're using your credit card or your credit in general to buy a car, or if you're buying shit for yourself, then that is going to fuck you 1,000%. But you can use credit to buy things that make you money, and that's investing on your credit, and that's kind of actually smart if you do it right, and all this stuff. But yes, get rid of credit cards, pay them off. You know, stop fucking buying shit. The real key here is why does everybody have so much credit card debt? Right? Why are we all so debt? Because we keep spending our money. We're always just. Why do you make money? Most people are like, why do we make money? So I can spend it. That's it. I want to get more stuff. Right? So if you've already maxed out the income level, right, then you can start decreasing. Now, before I had 5 income streams, right, back in Texas, I didn't make videos yet for money. I was not going to school. Jessica didn't have a job. Mac didn't have a job. And so we were pretty much making nothing. And then so how did I live, or how did we survive, or how did I keep building my business? Well, we didn't spend anything either. I had decreased my spending to the point where I didn't have any bills. I sold all the stuff that I had owned already up to that point. So I could really live for about, I moved my whole family in with Jessica's sister, right? So we were living with a family and all this stuff, but I decreased all my expenses. So I didn't need money necessarily, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not bringing in a bunch, then just don't spend a bunch. So if same example, dude makes $15,000 a month, he spends $16,000 a month, he's a negative $1,000 every month. But if I make $1,000 a month, but I only spend $200, I'm making positive $800 a month. So I'm, in theory, more wealthy than this person, right? You see what I'm saying? So this is the theory, and this is how money works, period, right? So the overarching principle that I've applied to my life in this sense, with the income versus outcome and all that stuff, is positive cash flow. Positive cash flow. Positive cash flow. Everybody say it with me right now in your home. Positive cash flow. This is what you need to create abundance in your financial situation, right? If you're trying to feel wealthy out here, if you're trying to get it in, you need positive cash flow. You don't need a job, okay? All right, you don't need a job, okay? You don't need to invest, okay? You don't need to win the lottery. You don't need a rich uncle to die. You just need positive cash flow. You need to have more money at the end of the month than you spent. And if you can continuously do that, right? And now I started telling my gang everything. Stop thinking about jobs. Stop thinking about work. How do you increase your positive cash flow? And that's how we started coming up with all these ideas. I say, okay, cool. If I run out and I spend, I'm not even spending that. I mean, I had to spend about $500 to get this little project I'm working on off the ground. But each piece of furniture costs about $15. And then I fix it up. I put maybe about $20 worth of paint into it. So I'm $30 in for each piece. I turn around and I flip it for $200. That's what? Positive cash flow, right? Yeah, sure. I had to put $30 into it. I mean, maybe, like I said, I even had to put $500 into it to get started. So that was a negative, but it's positive cash flow monthly, right? So every time I flip a piece, that's positive. So this is how you should be thinking in the same situation. When we talked about credit cards earlier, right? If I buy a car just on credit, right? $20,000, what did I just do? I decreased my positive cash flow because now I'll spend $200 to $500 a month on a car payment and how much do I bring back? Fucking nothing, right? So that is negative cash flow, right? So I'm trying to constantly increase my positive cash flow, right? This is the overarching principle, dude. This is how you change your life, right? Literally start thinking today, right now, this month, whatever. The dude who started this whole conversation, he said, I want to make $1,000. But anything, you say, look, I want to increase my positive cash flow by $200, $100, whatever, $10 today. You could start tomorrow. If every day you go to Starbucks and you spend $10 at Starbucks every day, well, if you cancel that Starbucks, what did you just do? You added $10 positive cash flow for that day, right? Now, what if you did that every day for a month? That's an extra $300 in your pocket. Boom. Positive cash flow. You see what I'm saying? So when you start thinking about this idea of my money's coming in and out, I'm an economy. I'm an economy, you're an economy, we're all little itty bitty economies within the big economy. And so I have constantly money coming in, money going out, I have expenses, I have income and all that stuff. And any good business, any good person balances their sheet to where they have more than they have coming in. And if you can figure out ways to increase that, whether that be decrease your spending or increase your income, whatever, but the further you make that gap, the richer you are, period. Right? To the point where if you're making more than you could ever spend, then we call you what? Rich. Well, now you're wealthy, right? Now you're wealthy. You've created such a positive cash flow that you got a big excess, a big storage of fucking whatever coming around. Okay, so that's one idea, right? That's one idea. Second idea. Remember how I told you there's more ways than working, right? Somebody said it earlier, and I haven't really talked about it yet, but it's crucial. Investing, okay? Investing. It's another way to get leverage, like we talked about earlier. What's leverage? How many hours can I work? We talked about this. I mean, realistically, I gotta get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Let's call it 6. So that leaves me, what, 18 hours? That's it, 18 hours at, I don't know, I'm doing 10 just because it makes the math easier for me. I mean, that's, what I say, 18 times 10. I don't even know what the math is on that. Like 1,080 or something, 1,800? Yeah, whatever. It's not a lot, right? It's not $1,800. It's $180, right? So $180 a day. Or, yeah. Obviously, I'm not good at math. Actually, I'm actually extremely bad at math. I'm not even really, like, remotely good at math. But nonetheless, like, dude, I didn't even know my times tables. Like, I never even got that shit. So, I mean, but the point is, I can only work so many hours, so there's a cap to that, right? But now, money works too. It's just most people don't use their money, they don't put their money to work. Most people do what with their money? We talked about this earlier. They spend it, right? They spend it. We give it away, we negatively cash flow it into something. But money has leverage. Money works. People don't realize that. Like, your money works. It can do work for you. Every little money thing, little dollar thing you have is like another you. That's like another hour that could be worked, right? But it only works when you are putting it to work. Okay, so what do you think about what does it mean when money's at work? Well, what do you do when you're at work, right? You trade your time for the money, okay? So what do you do when you put your money to work? You trade your money for more money, okay? You don't trade your money for fun. Well, homie, just run bingo games on Facebook. I make bingo. Look, see, I love that, bro. I love that. I haven't got into specific strategies yet, just because they're abundant. There's so many hustles out here, so many different things. I'm selling furniture. That's my thing. Make $1,000 a week. My homie running bingo games on Facebook, $1,000 a week. I got other homies. Like, there's a million ways to get it out here. So many million schemes, things. Every time I look at something out here in the world, I'm like, okay. Here in Los Angeles, people sell fruit on the side of the road. They have like a little cart and they run it. Why do they do that? I always think, why you sit out here all day selling fruit? Why do you think they do that? Because it makes money. Duh. You know what I mean? Why does anybody do anything out here? Because it makes money. So there's so many ways. Dude, look around at your world. Look at everything that you see. Everything that you see. Minus those trees. But every building, every car, every little plywood, every little window, every little battery charger thing and cable does what? Cost somebody money. Somebody paid for that. I heard a thing the other day that says that there's $90 trillion in the U.S. economy. 90 with a T trillion. It's not hard to find money out here, guys. I'm telling you, money is all around you. It's all around you. But you got to really be open to that, right? You have to live in abundance with that. You have to live within the principles of the law of compensation, how money flows, right? Just like everything else, like we talked about earlier, there's certain things that add up to fitness. There's certain things that add up to healthy relationships. There's certain things that add up to wealth. And you study those things. But, so like my homie said, there's tons and tons of strategies, tons and tons of ways to make money. I forget where I was going on with that before that, and if anybody catches me up, I'll love you forever. Matter of fact, if you can put me back on track, I'll give you a free membership into my course. But, I was talking about investing. Dang, baby, I was talking about putting my money to work. You're right. See, that's why she's my rider. That's my A spoon career. I was talking, nope, sorry, gotta stay tuned. But there's opportunities to get the free membership into the course that I'm building, and you're gonna want it. It's useful shit. It's like shit like this. But you know what's gonna be cooler about that? It's actually gonna be structured. So it's not just me like telling you about it. It's like shit that you can actually follow, right? So, anyways, point is, you can put your money to work. So every time you send your money out there, you buy shit that makes you more money in return. That's called investing. But investing isn't always stocks. It's not just stocks, okay? You can invest in your buddy's mixtape, right? I don't know how good of an investment that is, but I'm just saying you can invest in your buddy's mixtape. You can invest in a furniture business thing. You can invest in a lawn mowing company. I have is he my nephew or like he's my cousin, I guess? No, Vinny. Whatever, I got one of those like loosely related family members, but he used to sell weed, and now he runs a landscaping company. He took the money that he made from weed, instead of buying Jordans, instead of buying fucking chains, or Gucci shirts, or a fucking Ferrari, you know what I mean? Like, just shit that costs you money. He flipped it into a business that now earns him money, right? And he hired people to work for him and all this stuff, and so now he's generating income through this. So, if you want ways to work, wouldn't it be amazing if you just made money when you woke up? How great would life be if you just didn't have to think about it? What if you just made money all the time? That's why I made one of my affirmations, I'm making money right now. And I put it on the background on my phone. And I love that because I was like, you know, that's how I want my life to be. Like if I'm hanging out with my friends, I want to still be making money. You know, like if I decide to sleep in today and don't go to work or whatever, I want to still be like making money. You know, I don't want money have to like the income of money to my life depend on what I'm doing. You know, and the only way I can do that is if somebody else out there is making that money for me, and the only thing that can do that is money. I mean, even the person, sure, if I hire somebody to work at my little ice cream store, then that person's making the money for me, but I pay them a salary or whatever, so it's my money at work, right? So you can take your money and you put it to work, but most people don't, right? And for all types of reasons. Oh, we'll only have a little bit, or I don't know what to put it in, or you know, this and that. And these are all excuses to keep yourself stuck, right? Learn, go study, go figure it out, put a little bit in, fine, start somewhere. But if they always say the best time to invest was 10 years ago, flat out, that was the best time to invest. The second best time to invest is right fucking now, period, right? That's the name of the game. So every day that you're waiting to start investing or to invest something or increase whatever is another day that your money's not working for you. And just like you, if you don't go to work, what happens? Well, you don't get paid. And if you don't go to work for long enough, what happens? You never get paid. So same as your money, right? You're sacrificing that. So you can put your money to work. That's leverage. We can invest, we can increase our income by working harder and all that stuff, right? We talked about getting creative, talk about leveraging our money. What else did we talk about? Okay, and last thing. This is really the last thing I want to talk about, really, in a sense, because, like I said, I could break down a million strategies. Dude, this is a strategy right here. I tell my coaching people, like, all the time, like, this is a gambit. Gary Vee talks about garage selling, right? Like, you can go to garage sales and you can buy stuff from old little ladies and stuff, little trinkets, get on eBay and sell it for 10 times that. Dude, I watch these little, I mean, they're Mexican ladies, so I'm not talking shit. They're just little Mexican ladies on the corner, and they're selling masks, and they're selling water bottles, right? Why? Well, because I can go to the store, and I can buy a case of water for $5. But then if I take it to the ballpark or something, they immediately, the value of them goes up to like $2 a piece. Well, that's what? Positive cash flow, right? You're thinking, well, that's not a lot of money, $2. Yeah, okay, we'll do that 1,000 times in a weekend, and that's quite a bit of money, right? So it's positive cash flow. Anytime you spend a little bit and get more back, that's positive cash flow for yourself, and always worth it. So I did that with the furniture. I said, wow, you know, furniture, if you just bring it in off the street or whatever, you know, it's still got hella value. You clean it up a little bit, turn it around, people pay $200, $300, $1,000 if you find a good piece, you know, for this old shit that people just throw away when they move, right? It's crazy. So you can find value in all these things, but why don't people? Why don't people find these strategies? Why don't people do this stuff that I'm talking about? Right? It's the mindset, dude. This is why I teach mindset all the time, because we're so busy trying to fulfill ourselves, flat out. It's like, why you gotta go out this weekend? Oh man, it's just because, you know, life's hard, I want to blow off steam, and I worked all week, and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? We're always concerned with trying to get the next easy, cheap, fun thrill thing, right? It's like, why you keep buying stuff, right? Every time you buy a pair of shoes, a new iPhone, it's a game. What do you think happens next? A new iPhone. They just keep happening. They just keep getting better. And you buying into the circus, I gotta have the new one. Why you need to have the new one? Oh, because it's got a 1080p camera and this and that. Dude, I watched you have this phone for a year and you never took a single picture. So what are you even talking about, right? But it's these ideas that we're doing to fill our egos, right? And that's because we lack contentment in our own grind. Why do I talk about the grind, right? If you can get joy from this stuff that I'm talking, the hard shit, the investing, if you can get joy from staving off your pleasures, right? If you can get joy from, I saved so much money this month, like if that turns you on as compared to, I just bought the new Gucci thing, if you can make your turn on thing instead, like I saved X amount of dollars, or I made X amount of increase, positive cash flow or something, right? Make it hard, fall in love with the hard things. I tell people all the time, fall in love with the hard things, because then everything else is easy, right? So it's not like I don't like nice things, it's not like I don't want nice cars, or want a nice home, or don't like to go and take my family out on restaurants and stuff like that, but sometimes we forego those things and we just go for a walk or do something that costs us nothing. It's not always the fun thing to do, but it's worth it. We get turned on by the fact that, like, when we do the right thing, I tell my girl, I'm like, yo, I mean, yeah, isn't it cool? Like, we saved money this weekend. That's dope, man. Like, we were about to go spend $250 on that, and instead we were just like, nah, we keep it in the bank. And I feel good about that, you know? So it's about not just trying to satisfy yourself right now, but think about, how can I satisfy myself 10 years from now, 20 years from now, over a lifetime, right? How can I stay satisfied? And if you can figure out a way to make that chase for satisfaction come internally, not to need it from external things, not to need it from the validation of other people, or not to need to be satisfied by things and consuming, right? I gotta have good foods and fancy whatever. But if you can make it just come from inside of you, like I get my satisfaction from being a good person. Not a good person to your standard, but my standards, right? I get satisfaction internally from, like I said, doing the right thing, right? Or executing on my goals, or loving my family, right? So I get satisfaction from all these things that are internal, and so that frees me up to not have to spend all my money trying to get approval from people, or spend all my money on the newest whatever Gidgy McGadget thing, right? You know, because they're all there. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be some new thing. There's always going to be something. But it's not just that belief, it's all beliefs, right? The best thing you can do from this conversation alone especially is really sit down and start thinking about all the ways you think about money, you know? Remember some of the things I've shouted out today and the things I've like coached other people through where they're like, well, it's hard to make money. I hear people talk about it all the time, or I can't work anymore. I can't get a better job, right? Well, that's a limiting belief because you're sitting here telling me the only way to make money is a job, and it's not, right? It's not hard to make money. You just need to do more than you're doing, right? And that's not hard to do. You just need to commit to doing it. So it's like a lot of times what keeps us stuck in our financial situations, even what propels a young man to ask me how to make $1,000 easily when they have the entire wealth of information on the internet? Well, why are you asking me that, right? Well, you're asking me because, sorry, loud car. You're asking me because ultimately you need the motivation, right? You need the mindset to you don't think it's possible, and so you want me to convince you that it is, right? That's the only thing I can think of because, like I said, I'm not even really that wealthy. I'm just getting the hang of this whole financial thing, right? So, but the internet can help you tons. But how much time do we spend? Be honest with yourself. How much time have you spent investing in your knowledge of making money? Right? How much do you spend investing in your job, even your job? Saying like, you know what, I'm gonna go for that promotion. I'm gonna try and figure out how to become my boss's boss's boss. I'm gonna go storm in this building and ask for a raise. Or any of this stuff. Why don't we do that stuff? All the things that can create increase for us. Because we're afraid, right? Or we're limiting ourselves. So many times people say, well, I'm like, yo, why don't you turn that hustle into some money? You make amazing art right now, dude. Your art's incredible. Why don't you go out here and sell it? Nah, nobody wants to buy my shit. I just told you I would buy your shit. So, I mean, am I not a person? Is my money not good? Or right? It's like you sitting here talking about nobody wants to buy it, but you never put anything for sale. You don't even know. You never even tried. Right? So it's these limiting beliefs, and I hear it all the time. Wealthy people are all corrupt. Dude, that's the thing that kill you the most. I used to think that all the time. That shit kept me stuck, yo. Seriously. Stop trying to act like rich people are all evil. Some of them, sure, but some broke people are evil too. So don't act like it's only rich people. But when you create that mentality, do you want to be that person? If you think all rich people are pedophiles, do you want to be rich? Fuck no, right? So they're not. There's some really good people out here who are wealthy for doing really good things for our planet and for our communities and all that stuff. So you got to break all these stigmas and all these dogmatic views of how money is portrayed in our society, like these days. Dude, it's so funny. I even talk to people. I'm like, how much money you make? They will tell you. So, who gives a fuck, bro? It's not like this is not a measure or mark of you as a person and your caliber or anything, right? I just told you, people try to pay me all the time $20 to $30 an hour for my job, and that's not good enough, right? So trust me, we're all selling ourselves a little short in that matter, but that's not a mark of you as a person, how much money you have or don't have, right? It's all these weird concepts. Like I said, you're not cooler because you're wearing a Gucci. Nobody gives a shit, honestly. I mean, even if we give a shit for 10 seconds, I might look at you and be like, wow, nice shirt. But if you open your mouth and you're a jackass, then that shirt did you no good whatsoever, because I'm still going to walk away and think, that dude was a jackass. I don't care if you're a rich jackass, especially living in Los Angeles. You know how many rich jackasses there are around me? That means zero, okay? So it's not about any of this stuff, you know? And all these things, I tell people all the time, like, I want to make more money. And I ask them, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, you know, get rich. Well, you know, the fuck does that mean? And they're like, well, you don't want to do shit. You want to bullshit, because if you really wanted to, you'd be over here studying it, you'd be learning it, you'd be looking into it, right? So if it's true, like, what keeps us from doing all of those things? Same thing I said, it's easy to get fit, guys. Trying to get your finances fit, trying to get your body fit, trying to get your love and your relationships fit, any of these things you're trying to bring to a healthy status, right? It's not difficult. You just, what are we talking about? If you want to be wealthy, what you got to do? Create positive cash flow. That's it. That's it. Save more than you spend. That's it. It's not difficult. It's not. It might be difficult if you just gotta have Starbucks every fucking day. I just got to, because Starbucks, that's my drink. And, you know, I find that 80% of our life is controlled by our beliefs. I gotta have this coffee. This coffee is my shit. I got it every morning. It's not a good morning without this coffee. Well, that belief that you gotta have, because you don't gotta have it. When you were 7 years old, you didn't gotta have this coffee to get by that day, did you? No, that's something you developed along the way, so it's a habit, and now you're convincing yourself that you need this habit, and that you gotta, you know, and that keeps you stuck, so then they're broke. Why are you so broke? Got a terrible coffee habit. I got a shopping habit. Whatever. Why? You can't just sit there and say, well, I'm broke because I spend too much, and you're just going to forever be broke because you're forever. Like, why? What's in your mind? What is it that you're trying to fill in yourself when you're out there trying to chase cheap thrill after cheap thrill of buying things? And that's what we do. Because even when you buy a new car, how long does that good feeling last? About a year? 2 years if you're really a grateful person. But after about 2 years, it's this, that's my old piece of shit over there. You just forget about it. You know, shoes. How much you love a pair of shoes? Only about it until you get the next pair of shoes. Until it gets scuffed or something, and you're like, well. And everybody's like, man, nice Jordan. Yeah, I had these for years. You don't even give a shit, right? So it's like, you're just chasing these cheap thrills. Why, though? Ask yourself why. Because if you can answer that, if you can fulfill that, you can what? Decrease your spending, which could what? Increase your positive cash flow, which could what? Make you wealthy. You know what I'm saying? So these things add up, and they're so simple, but it starts with these limiting beliefs, and you really got to start asking yourself, why am I taught? Thank you so much, Nikki. I appreciate you. For why am I saying these things? Why do you think it's hard to make money? Because you don't know how to make money. And so if you don't know, then it seems like a fucking grand mystery, you know? But when you study successful people, or rich people, or wealthy people, it's all pretty adds up. What last thing I'll tell you guys, the key to it is financial freedom, which we talked about, which is making money without having to use your own hands. If you get sick today and you can't work, you want to still be able to make money. If, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, even if I can make so much from my videos and from my coaching and all that, I never want to depend on that. Okay? And this is my last pro tip. Why don't I want to depend on that? Because it's up to me. It's up to me. It doesn't matter if today I'm making $150,000 from my art. Tomorrow, people might not fuck with me anymore. And then what? And then you're broke again, right? So you really don't want to be attached to your own doings. That's why most wealthy people don't have jobs. They're not paying income tax, right? This is so funny when I see people like, raise taxes on wealthy people. Wealthy people don't pay tax. What are you talking about? Like, wealthy people don't pay tax. You can raise it up on them all day long, and this idea of raising taxes, they don't pay that shit. What's the tax on income? 35%, give or take. 30 to 35% of your money goes straight into Uncle Sam's hands before you even touch it. How much do they tax on dividends? And now dividends is the check they pay you from your investments. How much is that tax per year? Anybody? Come on, we're my really smart money gang in here. How much do dividends get taxed? 10%. 10. Okay? Wealthy understand that. Well, ain't no wealthy. Look at the top 100 wealthy people on the planet, and maybe like 20 of them have a job. Okay? It's because they understood a long time ago, if I want to be free to make money and to live my life and to be fucking happy, because some days you're just not going to want to do it, you know? Or something might go wrong or whatever. You really got to figure out a way to put your money to work for you. And this is something I coach especially my artist friends in. Especially my artist friends. Because I'm like, look, you might be getting it right now. You just signed a deal. That's great. You got $100,000 from that deal. The last thing you should be thinking when you get a little bit of money like that is, what can I buy? Right? You need to be figuring out, how can I put this to work so that tomorrow I can live off of this. Right? I made this $100,000 off my art. And that's awesome. That's great. You made $1 million off your art. That's great. You might not be able to replicate that over time. So instead of just taking that first $1 million you made and blowing it on your fucking wad, you know, you're like, yeah, travel around the world, big chain, fancy car, blah, blah, blah. I'm rich now. Until you spent all your money and then you're what? A broke. Right? So put that shit to work. Put that shit to work. I tell people all the time, even if you're going to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life and you just love, I work as a nurse and I love being a nurse. It's my true passion and I love the look on people's face. Whatever. I don't give a shit. You're like, I really don't care. People be acting like, I don't care what you do out here. I don't care if you're an electrical engineer, if you wrote a book, if you're fucking Jay-Z, or if you're the street sweeper. I don't give a shit. As long as you love what you're doing, then that's then you've won, right? But it's like, well, why don't you make? Well, because I love teaching, so I'm living poor because I sacrificed for my dream and my passion. Bullshit. Okay, bullshit. Take that teacher salary. The first 5 years that you're teaching, you're making $35,000, maybe $40,000 a year. Try and figure out how to live on 20 of that, 30 of that, and then the other 10, put it into something that later will make you more money. And do that forever. Forever. Once you've created this positive cash flow for yourself, the whole reason I'm trying to get you this positive cash flow, once you get that, don't spend it. Invest it. Put it to work. As we talked about before, once it works for you, the more you can get this to work for you, and the more and more and more, eventually, what we talked about, it does all the work for you. It does all the work for you. And then it's like, cool, you want to be an ER nurse because you like it and you watched a lot of ER, whatever, that should just get you juiced, then good, do it, and have fun. But then guess what, when they start talking that bullshit, it's gonna do that at your job, they start talking that bullshit sometimes, you just be like, you know what, I'm off it, I'm out. Everybody's like, what? You can quit? How you gonna do that? Bitch, I've been rich, been had money, I don't depend on this income. This is just extra income. This is just because I like to keep my portfolio diverse, right? I like multiple sources of income. So I keep working this nurse job. But I got my investments over here and they're doing the damn thing, you know? So I hope you guys kind of through this talk understand how all these things can add up to you making extreme gains in your financial situations, guys. When I got specific and I made goals and I said, look, I wanted to put $15,000 into my savings this year. That was a goal. I put it on my goals board. Got specific of time, of money, of how much. And I knew exactly why, right? Because I wanted to make some investments in my book. When I release my book next year, I want to be able to put money into my book so that it'll go out here and make and do, right? Because you got to put money in this shit. You got to put your money to work too, not just yourself, not just your creative. So I wanted to put some money to work, so I had to save. I made that a 6-month goal because I just didn't know, you know what I mean? Like we try and do. I tried to push myself. I tried to really, not limit myself, but at the same time, I didn't want to be unrealistic to the point where I wasn't going to actually come up with a solution to it. So I said 15K by the end of the year, and I said I wanted to also do 25K in positive cash flow. So I wanted to, whether that be through this or whether that be through making videos and stuff, but I wanted to do another 25, well actually I said another 10K in positive cash flow for a total of 25K. Okay? This was my 6-month goal, and from the time I put that on there, which was about 90 days ago, less, really honestly, it was like last month. I made my goals board last month, but I was kind of already working on some strategies. So let's just say in the last 90 days, I already hit that goal. It's already done, boom, 15, right there in the bank, right? How? Well, it's magic. It's a little magic, right? I had some things came and worked out for me, but it was all because I started going that way. I started saying, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and I got serious about it, and I really started to put in my energy and my effort into how do I increase this income? How do I get this shit popping? And then I'm going to put that shit to work. So, really put it on a board, man. Put it, really decide for yourself, is it $1,000 a month or whatever, right? And then go for that. Balls to the wall with no limits or no whatever. Start small if you have to build confidence in yourself or whatever, and say, well, you know what, I'm just going to try and get an extra $100 this month. Dude, you could just stop eating fast food once a week and get an extra $100 this month, right? But that'll get you started. That'll get you moving, and the next thing you know, you'll be juiced up. You'll be like, hell yeah, Rod was right, man. I got an extra $100 this month. Man, that's positive cash flow. All right, let me see if I can turn that into $500 next month. Let me see if I can turn that into $1,000. Let me see if I can bring in another additional income, like he said. You know what? Maybe I start. Y'all see me, I've been hustling, man. Here, they pay you to charge those Lime scooters. last year, y'all saw that was my hustle. Before the furniture, we'd be over here all night. I would go to school during the day, and at night, I'd be here on the street collecting Lime scooters. And I'd put that shit in. Why? More money, just bringing more money in. And then I would turn around and go work a couple hours for JL at the warehouse. Why? Just bring more money in. Just different places, you know, whatever. Some things pay more and better than others, right? And this and that, but it's not about the one specific thing. It was the whole collective. Maybe you gotta quit smoking weed, right? Maybe you, dude. At one time I was spending $400. No more. How much was? Someone asked me a question. She leaves. I was buying like a half ounce a week, more. But let's just like a half ounce a week. You know, and that's a lot of money, dude. That was racking up to like $400 plus a month. That's a car payment. That's a lot of money. You know, so I mean, you guys got money. I hate that when people be like, I don't got no money. You do. Just look at, start tracking it, start seeing where is it going, how's it coming in, right? And really just, in the end, just get wise about money. Start studying it, guys. I don't mean to be insulting about it, but I'm just saying, read a book. Read a fucking book. Tony Robbins, The Money Master of the Game. That's a really good one. What other really good money book have I read? I've read a lot of trading books just because I'm really into Forex trading. That's another thing that I've learned so that I can increase my income. I haven't really put that to work yet because that's an investment, so I'm building capital so I can put it into Forex and turn it. But you see how everything I'm doing in my financial situation is geared towards, making more. And just for now, I think that was the point I was trying to make when I said you get paid $100,000 from signing a record deal or working. Even you work your ass off. Get an extra job. And why are you working every month? So you can save up this money so you can start making these investments. But, yeah. Dave Ramsey is the GOAT. Now, I have a problem with Dave Ramsey, not in the sense of a problem, but I just feel like he's more geared towards a middle-class lifestyle, right? So he's not really going to help you get rich, but he will help you like live this positive cash flow shit we were just talking about, and to get out of debt, especially, right? And you should try and get out of debt. That's another thing too. You should definitely try and get out of debt. I don't push this heavy because I see people like, I want to move to California. Well, what are you waiting for? Well, I got medical bills. Fuck those medical bills, man. Fuck them. Like put them on the wayside for real. That's the last thing I'll leave you with. I ain't ever let nobody pressure me on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Do it your own way. Period. Do it your own way. Man, if you want to make $10 million, get the fuck out here and get it. No judgment from me. Right? $50 million, go for it. If you want to just make $35,000 and live on the land, go for it, right? But make it your own way. So many times people, dude, I filed bankruptcy. Just last year I filed bankruptcy. So it's like, I fucked up my credit. I ran it up. And people was like, my mom was like, you shouldn't do this. I wish, trust me, if I could go back, I wouldn't have ran it up that way. And I ran it all up on consumer goods. So, I learned this shit the hard way, guys. I'm telling you, I learned this shit the hard way. If I can go back, I would have bought a business or something. I would have ran it up still, though. You know what I mean? But a lot of people won't because they're afraid of, credit or whatever. Dude, my girl was afraid of filing bankruptcy. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a smart move. I was like, your president of the United States has filed bankruptcy. Trust me, this is a move, right? But you can't be afraid of whatever. Like I said, same thing. I always did it my own way. Dude, I've been wearing bummy clothes for like 2 years, dog. 2 years. I went on tour twice in bummy clothes. Bummy. You get fucked. Just out there. I was like, and if anybody even dare ask me, why do you look so bummy, man? You know why? Because I'm investing in my shit. That's why. You know what I mean? So, what are you doing? How much that cost you? Please, explain. Okay, cool. You look dope. Congratulations, right? But do it your own way. Don't let people, but this is the best you can do. You'll only ever make. You're from a poor town. You're from a poor family. You're from a whatever, man. All these limiting beliefs that people try and put in you, you'll never make that much. I saw a meme the other day that was like, you're closer to being homeless than you'll ever be to being a billionaire, so you might as well like side with the poor people, essentially is what it was saying, and stop worshiping your oppressors. I said, look, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Why is that the mindset? Why is the mindset I'll never be a billionaire? What? How is it? Sure, you may be closer to being homeless today, but 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, you're gonna try to tell me you can't figure out a way to make a milli, to make two, to make a couple extra $100,000, whatever. But just don't have that idea like, I'm the broke people out here. That shit changed my whole life. I got 40 seconds, so I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. That was the one thing that changed my whole life. Remember I used to tell you that I used to think rich people were corrupt? And then one day I said, well, I want to be rich. How can every rich people be corrupt if I want to be rich? And I'm not really corrupt. Like, I feel like I'm a good person, but I do want to be wealthy. So doesn't that kind of mean that there has to be some other good, wealthy people out here? And I said, well, what's the difference between me? Why am I on the poor side and not on the wealthy side? And I said, well, I'm choosing to be poor. There's no reason I have to live this. I could just walk over to the other side, start looking at myself as rich, start acting like as if I was rich, and I will be. So, give it a shot. Love you guys.